Hey Metal Maniacs, this is the War Jazz Machine Acid Age, and you're thrashing it up on Dave Softee's Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio.
Alrighty, here we go, Metal Maniacs. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Ireland, from one of Ireland's premier progressive thrash metal bands, the mighty Acid Age. Here to talk about their latest offering, Semper Pessimus, and their live shows coming up very soon. Joining us, we have Jake Martin on bass and keyboards. We have Jude McIlwaine on vocals, guitars, and keyboards, and we have Aran Howe on drums and percussion. Welcome to the Metal Meltdown, guys.
Hey, man.
Hi, good to see you.
I want to say thank you for accepting my invitation, and it's about time that we have Acid Age on Metal Messiah Radio, so thank you so much for this opportunity.
Very well. Pleasure's ours.
So I know you have a couple of shows coming up, so we'll get to that in just a bit. I'm just curious. I know we're dealing with this pandemic, the COVID pandemic. I'd like to know, during the process of getting Semper Pessimus out there, did it slow down the process of you getting your music out there, or did you find it to be the most productive time in your career?
Slowed it down towards the end of the album, didn't it, really?
Yeah.
We had a few sessions left to do, which that kind of postponed a wee bit.
But fortunately, what we done was we spent a lot of time listening to mixes and just doing whatever we could to improve what we already had, you know?
Yeah.
So
gave us a bit more time to actually focus on the mixes and everything, as opposed to, rehearsing for gigs and that sort of thing.
funny enough, the last lockdown here, we ended up, we were in the mixing and mastering process, and we ended up listening just loads for weeks, just listening to mixes, and, after a while they all start to sound the same. It's really funny, but
I can understand that, yeah.
It was a balance, too. We got it sorted anyway, and we're really happy with the result.
You have a really kick-ass offering here, and I have to thank brother Adrian Moeller for bringing your album to my attention, because my work schedule, I only have 4 months of the season to actually do airtime with Metal Messiah Radio. So the first thing he said to me, did you check out the new Acid Age offering? I says, no, I haven't. Honestly, I haven't. But then I heard it. I'm like, wow, really kick-ass. And he's a die-hard fan. He's always saying things in the chat room about...
I think it's fair enough to say Adrian's one of my best friends, but I think it's fair enough to say he's been one of the biggest champions of the album.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I had to agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, I checked out Semper Pessimus. Just a totally outstanding kick-ass thrash offering. And let's talk a little bit about the production of this. And it was actually released on Dissonance Productions, based in the UK, out in March, and that's part of Cherry Red Records, right?
No, it wasn't.
How do we...
Okay. It was supposed to be released on Dissonance, but it ended up not working out with COVID and everything.
Oh, okay. I see.
So we 100% have self-released this.
I did not know that. See, I went by what I read on the Metal Archives, and there, once again, you can never believe everything you read on the Metal Archives.
Well, we did actually, to be fair, we put it out there at the time that we were signed, the label.
We were
media,
signed.
But the actual album wasn't. It all sort of fell apart.
It was just over COVID and stuff, and I think some of their roster got dropped, and because we were a new acquisition, I think we got dropped.
Yeah.
They sort of had, I think they had a change in business, and it wasn't really announced, so no one heard about it.
Yeah. So we'll need to change that.
But regardless, we're still very proud of the album. We made a real effort too with the packaging, obviously with everything being just streamed now and downloads and whatever, and everyone just having devices in their pockets. I think we had to make physicals worth buying, so we made them collectible, like a lovely wee digibook and stuff, and it's actually got lovely artwork that was actually done by Aran's dad. There's all the lyrics and everything. It's actually like a book, so just trying our best to make it collectible, and if you are going to self-release something in the current climate, obviously you have to make a bit of an effort, otherwise it's not worth collecting,
Yeah, I got you. So how is your experience with the self-releasing of the album as compared to, let's say, dealing with a label? Sometimes what I hear from bands is when they self-release it, they have more control and they actually make more money and they're actually happier doing it a self-release than actually being with a label.
Yeah, their self-releasing the album was quite a steep learning curve. When you're working with a label, there's a lot of stuff in the background that they deal with. A lot of quite monotonous stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
it's hard work, you know, and credit to anyone who is working, you know, in indie labels and kicking ass and helping bands out. You know, I absolutely would welcome that, but it's just at the minute the best option for us was to do it ourselves.
Had to put a few more bit more money behind it as well.
I got you. Yeah, it's a lot of work doing it all yourself. I understand that totally. So let's learn more about the making of Semper Pessimus, the production of it. Who produced, mixed, mastered this offering, and what studio was this recorded in?
So the album was mixed by a friend of ours. Well, she is actually a producer that became a friend, but a girl, Elise. I can't even remember her surname.
Mole, isn't it?
Well, it's a French surname, so I'm not even going to attempt it. Well, not embarrass myself. But,
no, I got you. No worries.
But yeah, she actually became a good friend. Like, you know, she's really, really cool, and she put a lot of work and a lot of hours and a lot of thought. She'd just shout out suggestions, and you know, some of her suggestions we took on board, and some of them we were like, nah, we still want to do it this way. And she was always cool no matter what. She's just okay, you know, striving to get the best result for the project, you know. So she did an awesome job too. And funny enough, the whole album's recorded. It's all analog, so it's recorded on 2-inch tape, like an old school album, you know. So we wanted like we recorded all the rhythm tracks live in the studio together as a band, you know, and then just put some overdubs on it. You know, as opposed to the process line that everyone knows, you know. But it was just a fun way. We're going to stick to doing it that way too, because we actually like it, you know, and a lot of our favorite bands recorded that way too. And then the album was mastered by Joe Grind from Toxic Holocaust.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Well, I have to say, the album to me is very aggressive, and I love aggression. You have something really great here, and how you did it, it just works really great. So thank you for making this offering.
Thank you. Yeah. It's all real. Everything here on the album is us playing. You know, there's no sort of digital editing or anything, as Jude was saying, so that the aggression's real. You know.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. I appreciate that.
Mistakes and everything, you know.
When you're recording a tape, you can't just cut and paste, and you know.
Yeah.
You have to actually go all the way through.
I got
Some
you. So
you for like 9 minutes long.
It's challenging.
Yeah, it's safe to say you worked very hard for this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
A lot of time and effort went into the whole process, man.
I find your cover for this to be very interesting. It reminds me of something religious yet symbolic. Could you give us a little background of the cover art as far as, is it symbolic for something? And you could tell us who designed that, and also your band logo?
Is it symbolic? I'm not really sure. It was actually my dad did the oil painting of it, and basically we just had a meeting in our house.
It is a concept album.
Yeah, it's a concept. It's symbolic of the concept. But we basically just explained just the story of Nero and everything, and he did a bit of research and, you know, what he might look like and everything, and tried to incorporate some of the lyrics into it and everything. And yeah, just really and obviously, as you say, it looks quite I would say old, like
it's like an old school oil painting.
Yeah, like it
and it's done that way to sort of give the album just the correct vibe, because there's like an artistic darkness just in the concept and the story and the lyrics and everything. So needless to say, Paul, who's Aran's father, he done a fantastic job, but he's sort of an established artist over here anyway. You know,
that's nice.
He's done album covers for lots of bands, so it's just handy that his son happens to also drum like a bastard. It's like, means we can get
Yeah, he
Get the whole family in.
he actually, I gotta give him a shout out. You know, he's helped me out. He was a drummer previously as well. So a lot of the gear I would use, he sort of passed down to me and everything, and he's been a massive help in a lot of ways. You know, very lucky.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
And
news.
he did the current logo as well.
Very nice. Very artistic, and a drummer. That's nice.
Yeah. And he did the CD layout and all as well.
Done loads of work for us. He done a lot of the work that like a label would do.
Yeah.
And he makes his living painting like that, or doing graphic arts.
He would do different arts for bands and things. He has a website. It's Unhinged Art, I think it is.
Unhinged Art. Okay, thank you.
Some of it's pretty out there. Like
he's done stuff for the most extreme of underground bands, and then he's done stuff that's, you know, I guess not more mainstream, but more like just easier.
That's probably one less kind of shocking ones to look at, I suppose.
So his art is diversified.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's cool. Thank you for that information. Now, how has it been out there for you during this whole year or so, year and a half, 2 years almost already, with doing a plan for a tour in support for Semper Pessimus? I know you have a couple of shows coming up that we're going to talk about, but do you have past shows that you've done that you'd like to talk about, some highlights that you want to mention?
So far,
we've got this. We were actually doing an album launch now.
Saturday.
Yeah, this coming Saturday.
In Belfast.
And that's sort of like that's our first big headline show even from before COVID in a very long time. We're going to play the album in its entirety.
Nice.
And that's sort of just like our welcome back sort of celebration. It's sort of like nearly like a high school reunion or something. But I suppose we're just looking forward to doing that. And then we've got another one. There's a punk band from here called the Dangerfields, and they've kind of got a bit of a cult following, you know. But they're doing like a reunion show, and it's on a boat, so we're doing that with them. That in December, and it's sold out. So we've got.
I noticed that.
Very, very soon we'll be announcing some more tour dates for in the new year. You know.
Excellent.
But, we're just waiting for a few more to get back before we can't say too much now. Like,
yeah, we should say this gig we've got coming up on Saturday has been postponed about 3 times or something. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. So
we've been waiting to play this gig. This gig that's coming up this Saturday, we've been waiting to play it for about 2 years.
It's so there's hopefully a lot of hype. It seems like we're really excited for it, and
a lot of people.
The audience are really excited for it. You know,
they've been waiting for it.
Yeah. So so we've got a lot to live up to, and we're going to try and practice that.
Yeah, Brother Adrian's been posting this on Facebook constantly. That's the show with Mortal, Blacklash, and Crossfire, right?
Yeah. And they're both killer bands, both really good thrash bands.
Hey, are you from Jersey by any chance?
I'm from New York. I'm on Long Island.
No worries.
Not that far.
Reminds me of someone just.
I'm sorry?
Do you know Tony Pataro from Whiplash?
I know of Whiplash. I don't know him personally, but I do know about a video of yours from a previous offering. I noticed that Adrian actually posted that on his Irish metal page or his channel on YouTube, and I actually was listening to it, and I checked it out. It's very good stuff. Yeah, but I heard the name I'm familiar with, but I personally don't know him though.
Paper Tree.
Yeah. And
we should we do a number on it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sorry.
We haven't played that one in a few years.
I've never played it.
Oh, really? Are you planning on playing it? Are you planning on playing it live at these shows, or?
No plans yet, but sure, if it came up in conversation, we'd have a laugh with it at least.
Yeah. Main thing at the moment is
Semper Pessimus. All about it.
I got playing that full album. I realized that. And the most important thing about really doing these interviews and promoting and spreading the word is how to inform the fans how to get merch to support the band. So let's give a couple of links to for the fans to support Acid Age as far as getting either digital downloads or the CD or other merch. I
like Bandcamp. I think Bandcamp's the best way to do it, like, because, you know, they take a very small commission, and sometimes they just do this Bandcamp Friday thing where they just don't take commission, and I think they're actually putting in a great effort to help bands out, especially in the current climate and everything, you know.
So that's good news.
Just bandcamp.com is probably...
All right. So acidage.bandcamp.com, right? acidage.bandcamp.com. Got you.
Yeah.
And
Facebook and Instagram and all the usual candidates, you know. And if you send us a message on YouTube, we will get back to you. But like, it's a weird platform to communicate through, I think. But I know lots of people do, but I find it a bit harder to remember to go to that one.
Yeah.
I'm there to watch videos, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, messaging on YouTube it's not really a social network of sorts. So you'd be better off with Facebook, I would imagine.
You know, big YouTubers stay in touch by it, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. And beyond the music, do you have shirts or any other kind of merch available for your fans?
We've just got sort of typical stuff at the minute, but we're getting a new bunch of stuff in the new year as well. So there'll be a lot more to choose from then. But if you want, you know, a shirt or, you know, an album or a patch or whatever, you can come over to the Bandcamp. We'll sort you out. We can do a wee bundle package or something for you, you know, just whatever people are looking, you know.
Excellent. That's good news. And let's talk about some videos now. I noticed one video, actually, your official lyric video for A Banquet of the Dead. I saw on your YouTube channel, I think a bunch of previews and maybe some live performances, but I saw this video, so I'd like to know more about this video, and if you have plans on making any other either official lyric or music videos, or are there more out there I haven't noticed?
Well, that was a friend of ours, Wayne Donaldson, made that lyric video for us.
He done it in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, he did it in the middle of lockdown, and at the time we'd actually wanted to film like a proper music video, but we just weren't able to, obviously, with lockdowns and restrictions and everything. So we've actually been working on that recently.
Yeah, we've been working on a music video that will be hopefully released in the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, excellent.
So we've had that in the works because we've never actually had like an officially pro shop music video. We've done live videos. We did a live video of Slave Girl, but that was like, what year was that?
That was
2019 or something.
Yeah, 2019. It's not the best representation either.
That was before the record. That was before we actually recorded the album.
It was still a rough and ready song then, but we've actually shot a proper music video for it. We've one more day of shooting, which is funny enough at the gig this Saturday. So we're going to see if we want to use a few wee live shots in the video.
Excellent. It's a great idea.
So if you want to be in a video, maybe get down.
Yeah, come on over from New York.
Right. I mean, get to the show, right?
We'll put you up with 5-star hotel and everything, you know.
Room service.
We'll give you the proper fan treatment.
You're making me an offer I can't refuse. Gentlemen, do you consider yourselves to be gearheads? Do you like to talk about your gear?
That would be.
Yeah, I have a bit of a thing for toys, like.
Well, we all have a thing for toys.
Well, feel free to talk about it. We'd love to hear it.
Jake likes pedals, and he likes basses, and I like Gibson USA registered trademark, and Aran uses his dad's legendary.
No, I'm using a Yamaha Stage Custom, and it's served me well all these years.
That kit's going decades.
Sabian cymbals, Speed Cobra, bass pedals, like first sticks at the moment. But I wouldn't be as obsessive as the other guys. But
I've actually got a relatively small guitar setup. Pedals. I use 2 amps, but I think a lot of players do that now. Although a lot of them are just DI and stuff now, aren't they? So campers and things. We've got a really old school setup. It's a very analog setup. It's just amps and pedals and everything's stomp boxes. So it's not like a big digital thing going on with us. I kind of like a really live raw amp sound that feeds back and stuff because I can control it with pedals at my feet.
I got you. Yeah.
So just old school and loud. I would say our sound is. But we need certain gear to be able to pull that off, obviously. But we've got it sorted.
Yeah, from talking to you, I realize Acid Age is an old school type of band. They do everything old school. They want to be old school, have the old school feel and sound, and it's working for you.
Yeah, well, just classics. Yeah. Classic metal's our influence, all the stuff.
It's old school, but it's also
it's got its own characteristics.
Yeah, it goes into a lot of weird weird places.
I would say we're old school, in our recording process and our just live metal shows.
Yeah.
But that said, I don't think we sound like any old school band ever. I think we've got
no.
If you listen to our past releases, they just sound like it could be a lot of different thrash bands, because they're just straightforward thrash. But what we've done with the new album and just carve a wee bit of direction for us, I think we've got a brand new sound that pays homage to the bands that came before us,
But you have your own sound, and you do have that rawness that you're looking for.
Yeah.
I think we kind of get off a wee bit on going off in sort of
tangents
and stuff that people wouldn't be expecting maybe, and things like that.
We're all in quite the music, but it's quite jammy as well.
Yeah, we're all quite into jazz and things like that.
Yeah, jazz, a bit of blues as well, and I think that has kind of just leaked into the band because it's. As musicians, that's our style of playing.
It's quite free flowing ideas a lot of the time. A lot of it would be written sort of jamming. Basically, the three of us, wouldn't it?
That's one of the things I love about being a power trio because everything has to be jammy because you don't have that second guitar, underneath just laying down a rhythm. So you can kind of go off into different things, and we've got really good at that, especially in the past year. Just taking it to the next level where we're all just relaxed and we're able to it's nearly like a telepathy or something. It's fun.
And that keeps everything interesting. It keeps your music very interesting. People can't say, "Oh, it sounds like something else," because it doesn't. You have that rawness. You have that live feel to your music. Even when you're listening to your studio offering, you could imagine you're listening to a live performance right then and there.
That's great.
I think the thing that makes it work is the fact that we do it so tight. Even when we're transitioning, it's not like messy, loose, raw garage jamming. It's more like, it's technical, progressive, thrashy death metal.
Yeah, there was no, we didn't use any click tracks or anything like that. We just kind of relied on our own band feel, I guess you could say.
Yeah. It worked really well. And gentlemen, what do you do when you're not doing the band? How do you make a living out there?
Who wants to go first?
Well, I just work during the week basically, and then the weekends I spend most of my time with the band. But during the week I'm doing an apprenticeship to be a water technician, so that keeps me busy. Then I get home and play bass for hours, repeat the next day.
I just work in a shop, work in a wee off license or a liquor store, whatever you would call it. Just retail basically. That's nothing exciting really. Jude's probably got the most interesting kind of living out of all.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm a personal trainer,
Oh yeah.
Like,
You have any superstars that you are training?
Myself.
Yourself? Oh yeah. There you go. You're personally training yourself. That is interesting.
Yeah, the thing to take away from this is none of us are making a living off this shit, you know.
Oh, we didn't expect that. Wow.
No, look, being in a band's a labour of love, but it's the best labour of love ever.
Yeah.
I'd quit my job before I quit the band. I have done.
Yeah. That's loyalty to the band, absolutely. And so we've learned from talking with you about your upcoming video, your upcoming shows. We've talked about your current music. But what can we tell the fans about what is next for Acid Age? What does the future like? What does the future look like for you?
Just continue doing what we're doing. Hopefully, grow the band further and further. Go further afield, tour some more, make some more albums.
Rinse and repeat forever, old school.
Rinse and repeat. There you go. Very good.
Who knows? We might make a film about ourselves or something.
I would absolutely love to be 75 one day and just like bald with like some white hair, like still playing my Les Paul in Acid Age, like just this guy that's like barely able to walk onto the stage just because he's done so many tours. Brilliant, but you're playing at like 220 beats per minute.
I'll still be selling booze.
Wow. Is there anything that you'd like to say to your fans that are tuning in at this time? Anything you'd like to say to them?
Well, you know what?
We love you.
Yes. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much for supporting the band, and I guess have a happy Christmas, holiday season, etc. And see you all soon.
Yeah, hopefully see you soon at the gigs.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you for spending time with us on Metal Meltdown, on Metal Messiah Radio tonight. I wish you the best in your shows and everything that you want to accomplish. I wish you, every one of you in your circle as well, a great holiday season, great new year, and may you have more years to come of much success. And I just want to put it out there with your next offering. Please keep in touch with me, and I'd love to have you come back on the show that we can promote your new album when that comes.
100%.
Absolutely.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this service too, just with the whole COVID thing and all. A lot of bands depend on guys like you that are doing it, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I thank you for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure to get to know you and to talk to you. You've been a wonderful guest, and we're going to be supporting Acid Age constantly. So let's go crank up some more Acid Age now. And please, like I said, keep in touch. But for now, let's go crank it up and crank it up loud.